Hey friends, Sleepy here. Hope everyone's doing well this fantastic Friday. Welcome to another episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. This is the series where I share and chat and talk about the games that I've been playing during the week. Let you guys know what I thought of them. Of course, I like to hear your guys' opinions and see what you guys think of the games I shared today. So if you played any of the games that I talk about today, let me know what you thought of them. I always do enjoy hearing about games you guys are playing because that gives me ideas of games that I might want to pick up and play myself. And I do appreciate all of your guys' suggestions of games you guys think that I should try out. You guys have suggested some really good games over the years me doing this series, and I have played a lot of them thanks to your guys' recommendations. And I still have a huge list of games to eventually play from your recommendations, so please keep those coming. I got a new game to share with you guys that I started playing this week on my Xbox Series X. Now this is a digital only title, so I don't have a physical case to hold up and share with you guys, so I have a picture of it on my laptop, and that was Star Trek Online. Now I've been a big fan of this Star Trek Online game ever since it launched in 2016 on Xbox One that I played it on, so I've been playing this game for 10 years now, a decade. Been having a lot of fun, just a little bit here and there. Now, this does break usually my rule of I don't like to play online-only games because inevitably, at some point, the servers for this wonderful Star Trek Online will be shut down. But it's one of those games that you can play and enjoy now, and this is one of the few games that I've made an exception for, and I have, as I really have loved enjoying this game, because this is the kind of Star Trek game that I always wanted to play, and always wanted as a kid and as an adult. It's where you get to create your own character of different races from the Star Trek universe. You want to be a Klingon, you want to be a Romulan, you want to be Federation, you want to be a random alien person, create your own. You get to create your own character and name them, and then you get to pick all kinds of different ships. There's different factions, like you can join the Federation or Klingons or Romulans, and then you get to go through those factions and play through the story modes and stuff and explore in the Star Trek universe, recruit new members for your crew, and you can interact with real people in the world if you want to. You don't have to, because it is a multiplayer game and massive online. You know, there's thousands of players playing, and it was released on PlayStation consoles, Xbox consoles, and the PC. And you can play this game 100% free if you want to, like I have been doing. You know, I haven't spent a single dime of real money in this game, but you can if you want to. But these kind of games I like to play because they are free, and I don't have to spend a dime on them. So let's take a look at Star Trek Online. Hey guys, today we're playing Star Trek Online. This is the new Corruption update. Now this game's been out for 10 years. I've been playing it for many years, off and on, taking breaks from it. Now this is an MMO, so you know, a massive multiplayer online game. It's only playable online, of course, and normally I don't play these kind of games because you can't really own it, and you know, if it inevitably does shut down someday, you know, you'll lose access to it. But I made an exception for this game because it's free to play, and it's the kind of Star Trek game that I've always wanted, where you get to pilot your own starship, you have your own crew, you get to go on adventures, and basically you get to live as if you were in the Star Trek universe itself, and that's what this game allows. And so I've been having a lot of fun playing it over the years. I currently have 2 characters. My main one that I started with, and then I also have a Gem Hadar that they gave me randomly. I can have up to 10 characters if you want. You have to delete some after that. You can use real money to buy more slots, but for me, I'm really just been focusing on my one character here. And I'm almost to level 30, which is finally to get captain, so I can unlock some new ships and stuff. So let's get it loaded up here. So it's got a massive map. I mean, look how massive the universe is. Broke up with the different factions. You got the Klingons, the Federation, the Romulans, the Cardassians. There's the Borg. Huge variety of stuff in the Star Trek universe is here. And you can fly all over the place with your ship. Have the menu here. There's just a lot of stuff here. There's the store. You can buy stuff with real money if you want to. I never do. You can actually earn in-game currency by playing through the game and then use that to buy stuff, which is what I recommend. You can create fleets and stuff with friends if you want to have. I just play this solo, but if you want to play with friends, you can. They have this stuff to do with the map, duty officers. So this is cool where you can send crew and stuff to do assignments, and
use that to unlock resources and stuff for you. So send them out and have different stuff like that, which is cool. Different things going on with that. So very cool stuff you can do there to get more resources for you, sending your teammates out there to get leveled up. There's events that happen where they have big events that you can participate in to earn rewards and stuff. And then you have the missions here, which is what I've been working on, which I just completed the Klingon War. I started working on Romulan Mastery. Oh, Romulan Mystery, actually. And you can see the different missions there. Currently on this Terrace one. But there's a huge variety of different episodes for you to play through. And this is where you can level up and go through the story. There's all kinds of famous Star Trek characters in this, but sometimes the real-world actors actually provide their voice for the characters. Not all of them. Some of them actually have generic ones. But this is where all the different missions for you to work on. So there's like New Frontiers. I've done 12%. I've done 10% of that one. So there's a variety of missions for you to take on. And there's the ones I'm currently working on. Different missions here you can also pick up as well. And then accolades of different things that I've unlocked myself. And you can see different things that rewards experience here. And this is different stuff for me by just playing the game that I've earned. By doing different things, killing certain enemies, doing so much to explore. There's all kinds of cool stuff like that. Skills. So like my captain skills, I have stuff that I can unlock. And I got some space skills here. So this is different stuff to make your ships tougher that I've been working on unlocking. Got that unlocked. There's also ground skills as well that you can unlock, and then there's traits and stuff for you that make you a stronger character. I'm playing as a Saurian alien creature. I wanted to be something different, but there's a huge variety of the different kind of characters you guys can create as well. And then there's a bunch of different kind of ships. So this is what my ship is, the Pennsylvania. It's a heavy cruiser ship. I also have a shuttle here, which just looks like one of the shuttles, the old shuttles there, which is pretty cool. And then you have a variety of different crew members that you can get. And there's a variety of different species and different talents and different ones you can get. You can equip them with all kinds of different weapons and stuff, which is cool. So there's all that kind of stuff. You got your inventory slot here. It keeps track of all the inventory stuff I've unlocked. Now you can only hold so much stuff, obviously, and if you want to get more slots, you'll have to buy more. But you can also sell and trade this stuff off to get in-game currency as well. And then there's a different stuff that I got. You have the dilithium ore, which you can use to buy ships. There's gold pressed platinum I've earned, and there's how much XP I've got so far. And so when you go to different missions, you actually fly around the universe. You can go around. There's random battles and stuff for you to encounter as well. And then we can go to the main place. The main space dock where Starfleet Academy is, and where you can get different missions and stuff. And it has some load times, you know, because obviously you're playing an online game, so be aware sometimes there's longer load times depending on what you're doing in the game. And what's cool is you will see other people that are in the world. Like there's a Ferengi ship there, some Federation ships. So these are actually real players in the world. There's also NPC ships as well. But you'll see random ones show up as people are playing the game along with you, which is pretty cool. You can see all these different ships here. And then we'll beam to the station here, and you guys can see that on foot. So here's my character, and you can run around this area and interact with different NPCs. There's also real people that you'll see running around as well, which is cool. And most people are voice acted. There's some that are just text that you'll read.
There's been a breakthrough in our efforts to learn more about the Terran Empire's operations in the Mirror Universe. Our intelligence forces would like you to be a part of the plan going forward. report to our intel agent on Jupiter Station. They'll have more details for you there.
So this is where you talk to him, Admiral Quinn. It gives you all the different missions to take on. Obviously, some of them are for higher level characters, so you want to be aware what missions you're taking on. But just really cool. Now, the graphics obviously aren't the best in the world since this is an MMO, but they still look pretty damn good. There's some cool ships you can see there. They're docked inside, which are just NPC ships. But down here, there's where different NPCs you can interact with. Like, here's where you can buy different ships with different money, and there's different levels based on what rank you are, which I'm about to get to T4 here eventually, which I am going to buy a Galaxy class ship here eventually, so I'm real close to getting that because I want to fly that. There's all kinds of different ships for you, and you get further along, you unlock more of them in different sizes. There's a Defiant one that's pretty cool, the one that looks like the Voyager, which is neat. So there's a variety of ships and stuff for you to unlock. And of course, you know, you can use real money if you want to buy all this stuff, but I'm just playing around that it's free and not spending any money. It looks like there's a real person there, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to pause it here, and then I'll get into, so you guys can see combat like the ships, and then combat on foot as well. Alright, now I've entered combat here with ship combat, so I'll show you guys what that's like. You can see their health bars and stuff. They have shields, just like you do. And your weapons do have cooldowns, and you can adjust with different weapons. You have phasers, photons, different abilities and stuff. And you earn upgrades and stuff as you play through the game, and you can make your strips stronger. Now, if you do die, you just have to wait like 15-20 seconds and you do respawn. I haven't noticed like any real penalties at all, but sometimes the game can be really hard. I just unlocked a basic science upgrade kit by killing that one ship. And now what's cool too is you have aft weapons, and then you also have your forward weapons, so depending on which way you're facing, you know, with what weapons you'll use. You obviously, if your front of your ship isn't facing them, you can't fire the front phasers, so you can fire the rear ones. Ooh, whenever you see things like that, it means that ship dropped collect something that you can collect. Cool, just got another deflector array. So, just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the ship combat, and now when I get into combat on foot and in person, I'll show you guys that as well. Alright, and now I've landed, and there should be some combat here. I've got a full away team with me, 4 of my crew members, as well as NPC here that's here for the mission. So you can see my health bars down there. My shields are in blue and my health is in green.
Stop! How did they find us? They must have followed me. I will give them. No, I need your help with the gateway. Send your guards.
Been attempting to merge Iconian and Romulan technology, perhaps in an attempt to reactivate the gateway network. We should access that console and attempt to open the door.
And sometimes in these missions you can actually find containers that have loot and stuff on them, so you want to look for things that are hidden like this to let you know what to interact with.
as it is mine. But to go to such lengths to destroy our world, it's too much to bear even now. He told me the device would destroy Denatra. I, like a fool, believed him. And now, when those pathetic refugees from the Republic told the entire plot that I am responsible for the destruction of Romulus, they don't understand. We should be allies. We want the same thing. At least my people know the truth. Romulus is a rock. I find it strange that Remans are now my only companions. Perhaps they understand loyalty more than any of us. I rely on him to help me continue my work. The Iconians.
So we'll just pause it here and get back into more combat. Alright, now there should be some more combat here. I can see the red enemies on the screen there. So I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of what it's like to play Star Trek Online. Like I said, there's a lot of these on-foot missions where you get to run around and do combat, but you can also explore and do science stuff, so it's not all just combat. And then there's also exploration with your ship and have ship combat and stuff, and this is definitely the kind of Star Trek game I've always wanted. I just wish that they would release a single-player offline Star Trek adventure game like this. Now, they released them for the PC back in the day, but they never have done anything like this for consoles, and that's something I would love to see. But I definitely recommend checking out if you're a fan of Star Trek. It is free to play. You can play it on your Xbox, PlayStation, or the PC.
Alright friends, I hope you guys enjoyed that look at Star Trek Online. I've been having a lot of fun with it. My character, when I started this week, was level 23. I've made it up to level 34. It was really difficult as I started playing some of the different missions, as my ship got really overpowered, unfortunately, because that's what happens as the enemies get stronger, and it was getting kind of frustrating. But I did make it through. Some were really tough battles. One of them took me like a half hour to finally beat. I had to change up some tactics and stuff with my ship, but I was finally able to beat it. And once I got to level 30 and became a captain, I unlocked some new tiers of ships, and I was actually able to get a Galaxy-class ship. And what's cool about this game is when you get the different ships, there's actually different variants of them. So you can customize the ship to your own liking, and they don't always have to look the exact same as they did in the Star Trek movies and TV shows and stuff. So I have my own version of the Galaxy-class ship, and I've really got it upgraded and stuff. Now, this game, you can spend real money if you want to, but you don't have to. You can play it 100% free like I did, because you can unlock stuff when you defeat missions and stuff. You get experience. You also unlock different stuff. Characters, the enemies you kill will drop random loot and stuff, and I found some rare stuff, some cool different phasers and shields for my ships and stuff. And overall, I've just been having a really fun experience, because this is the kind of Star Trek game that I've always wanted ever since I was a kid and adult. I always wanted a Star Trek game where you could, create your own character, go through the Star Trek universe and interact with the characters from the TV shows and movies, and you get all that in this. You pick a character, get your own ship, go on different adventures. And it's not just ship combat either. You actually get to go off in third person as a character on planets and on ships, and you get to do Star Trek stuff and investigate new worlds and new aliens and threats, and you get to fight different enemies from throughout the Star Trek history. And there's all kinds of different story missions for you to play through against Klingons and Borg and all kinds of different enemies. And then you also get to interact with the characters from all the movies and stuff. And some of them are actually voiced by the real actors. Like Leonard Nimoy did a lot of voicing as Spock in the game, so you get to hear his voice. I know Admiral Janeway was voiced by Kate Mulgrew, and there's just other people are in there. I got to meet Quark on Deep Space Nine and buy a drink from him at Quark, so it's just really cool. There's a lot of fan service. You get to just fly around the different universes and galaxies and stuff in Star Trek, and it's broke up into the 4 different quadrants. So you got the Alpha Quadrant, you got the Gamma Quadrant, the Beta Quadrant, and the Delta Quadrant, which is really cool. And there's all the different planets and stuff and different ships to unlock, and just overall it's a really fun experience. Now I know not everybody's a fan of these massively online multiplayer games. I'm not really a huge fan of them. I've only ever made an exception for 2 games, which was the Elder Scrolls Online and Star Trek Online, because generally I don't like to play games that I know at someday are going to become unplayable. But I made an exception for this Star Trek game because it's Star Trek, and it's just been a really fun experience. And it's one of those games, you got to play and enjoy it now while it's active, because someday it will be shut down and it'll be a shame. But I definitely will always have the memories of playing this game. I just have been having a lot of fun with it. And hopefully for years to come, I'll be able to keep playing, because I would like to max out my character to 65 and see what kind of cool stuff I can, and then try to beat all the missions that they have before the game does end. But that was our look, guys, at Star Trek Online. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. It's the kind of Star Trek game that I've always wanted, and I did make an exception for this one game being an online only one. You can play it 100% free if you want to. You can spend real money if you want to as well, but I've been having a lot of fun just playing it for free. So let me know, have you guys ever played Star Trek Online? Would love to hear what your guys' thoughts on the game were. I'd also like to hear about games you guys are playing. If you guys have a recommendation on a game you think I might enjoy playing, let me know. Alright guys, hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Take care, have a great day. Sleepy, we'll see you next time.